It's not a real podcast.
Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? We are back with another episode of Not a Real Podcast, and it has been one hell of a week.
It's been a hell of a whirlwind week.
For those who don't know, we have a new president now.
His name is 47 or Trop.
That's what people call him, 47?
I've been calling him Trop.
Why Trop?
Because, like, he's orange, like Tropicana orange. Like, I refuse to call him by his name because, like...
Say his name.
Trop.
Say his name.
45, 47. Sounds like a lottery pick.
You know, we are not really into politics like that, but...
So this is the thing.
What?
I'm not into politics like that, but I am very passionate when it comes to politics, women's rights, and civil rights. Like, I could talk about those things all day long because we are considered the minority of the minorities. So, yeah, I don't mind speaking up for my own.
And you a double minority at that, which really sucks. Like, I mean, for real.
It's rough.
It's really rough. And me being an advocate for women, but especially black women, like, I really hate the climate that we are in right now. So I'm not happy with our new president either.
The crazy thing is I'm a double minority, but I am typically the one that people lean on and reach out to when it's time to fix some shit. Always.
And that's the unfortunate part. That's how it's been. I mean, even back in the day. They do, they had y'all working in the field or working in the house doing whatever.
They were taking our bodies. They were taking our breast milk.
Having y'all baby, making y'all have their babies. Yeah. Then y'all too stupid or y'all too this and that to do anything else, but still caring for the babies, raising the babies, feeding the babies. Crazy. But then they treating y'all like the bottom of the barrel.
Child, look. Let's talk about it.
You know, it's very interesting to know that Donald J. Trump.
His name is Trop on this show.
Okay, on this.
Yeah. I don't even know why
we ain't gonna say it.
No.
Okay, you're right, because you know why? This our show.
Exactly.
We can say what we want.
I mean, you can say what you want because that's your president, but he's known as Trop.
That ain't my president. Barack was my president. Barack and Michelle, Sasha and Malia.
And the dog.
I don't even like dogs no more, but the dog too. And they goldfish if they had one.
You know what?
That's my president. Everybody else is just there, you know. But yeah, so he has become the 47th president. And he done already started. See, he already had this whole Project 2025.
Like day one.
And people I guess they thought he was playing.
A lot of people weren't taking what they saw online seriously. Like, oh, okay, it's Project 25, but we don't really know if that's real. I think that's just something they just putting out to scare us and all. But yeah, he's making all types of ignorant moves right now.
He's doing exactly what he said he would do.
Should I run some of the things down?
Sure, let the people know.
So much. This is just some of the things he's done in like 3-4 days.
Yeah, talk to him.
Woo-wee. First of all, Inauguration Day, he did not place his hand on the Bible when he was being oathed. Oathed.
That's going to be the word for the day. So is that a traditional thing that they supposed to do or something?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Because I'm thinking, does it really count if you don't put your hand on the Bible? Like when you're sworn in as a lawyer and a judge, you have to put your hand on the Bible. But in his instance, I'm thinking like, that's just disrespectful. And does it count?
I mean, you're right. So it's like, because technically, he's being sworn into a position.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So number one already.
Okay. He banned TikTok and then brought it back less than 24 hours later. But he wasn't even officially president when he did that, I don't think.
See, that was that whole, and somebody made a good post on social media about this too. They were like, he's the type of person that it was two different ways. And I love the analogy. Like, he's the type that will set you on fire, but then help you put the fire out. Like,
with his piss.
Even more so of a better analogy.
Yeah, y'all got to excuse me, but I mean, I feel a way, and I don't mind talking about it here.
I mean, hey, this our show. We can say whatever we want.
But then the crazy thing is, he made it seem like he saved the day.
Yeah, he gonna always do that.
Bringing it back.
That's pure narcissism right there. Like, the epitome of what a narcissist does. They're going to always make it about them. Even if they cause the destruction, they're going to make it look like they were the savior of solidifying or rectifying the destruction. Nigga, you caused it.
You know, I read somewhere, and I don't know how truthful is this, but I read that he now owns half of TikTok. Basically, he kind of said, okay, well, if you want it back on, I own half of it now.
I wouldn't even be surprised, because if he would own half of TikTok, Elon Musk got Twitter. Like,
did you see what he did?
Oh man, we got to talk about that too. And there's so many people trying to justify it, talking about some like, oh, that was him throwing his heart out for the people
world or
like,
whatever.
What?
It was so forceful, and it just had this negative energy attached to it. Like, yeah, I'm not really. I don't know nothing about Nazis and all that kind of stuff, but it didn't look positive.
Whether you know about them or not, because I don't really know all the details about him either. But I know, for one, they said that Germany has now banned the image of him even doing it. Now, regardless of how much justification they trying to have over here, if Germany themselves said, regardless of what y'all talking about, we're not even going to show that image. We're going to blur out that gesture because we know what it was. Why
that says
everybody, why the Americans in the U.S. over here like,
cheering,
let's calm down, people. But
some of them were cheering. Did you see them cheering?
I believe it. I'm telling you, the world it's upside down. We are in a big cluster duck.
And we're just getting started. I have a few more bullet points.
Lay it on
Trump
me. Come on, give us some more.
He signed an executive order requiring federal workers to return to work full time in person.
So no more work from home.
No. These federal workers. See, I feel a way about that, because you have to understand that the world that we're in now is virtual. So how will that affect productivity? How will that affect the morale of these companies and these departments and stuff?
Yeah, like, because why though? What is the point of having people come into the office?
Control.
Federal or not.
Control of things that make sense and that are working for mid-class.
Again, another trait of a narcissist.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Right along. Let's move. Signs close to 100 executive orders revoking 78 signed by Biden. So I don't specifically know what the executive orders were, but he basically overturned them, whatever Biden had signed. So, yeah. He orders a freeze on civil rights cases after George Floyd and Breonna Taylor cases. So that's not good at all. So I'm instantly thinking about people that were affiliated with these so-called celebrations of his, the Nellies, the Soulja Boys, the Rick Ross.
Yeah. It's tying in to the whole, the police are going to have full immunity. So pretty much they can do whatever they want and not get in trouble. So we're now, like, he's lining that up. If he's getting rid of or putting a freeze on all civil cases that I'm pretty sure involve the police in some way, shape, or form, putting a freeze on those. And then his declaration, Project 2025, said that they're going to be getting full immunity. I mean, it's sounding like the man is following through with what he said he would.
That is really scary. Because you could just be doing something simple like going to get groceries, and people can harass you and not be reprimanded for it in the right way. And that's just not right. There are so many other things I feel like he could be focusing on.
He's not. That's the thing about racist people. Like, they focus on the most mundane, stupidest stuff. Why are you focused on the color of my skin? You're not focused on my work ethic. You're not focused on what I done accomplished. You're not focused on how good I smell and or look. You're focused on the color of my skin. Not the fact that we both got red blood.
His is orange.
But the color of my skin, like, racist people are legit stupid. It makes no sense because your focus is solely on one thing, the one thing that we as human beings can't control.
Yeah.
But you tie your whole movement of life to the color of my skin. You now are going out of your way to make sure that you magnify me and whatever I have going on because of the color of my skin. I had just watched, when I went out of town last week, I watched it with my cousins. What's the Tyler Perry movie? 688.
Oh, yes.
Man.
That's an amazing movie.
I finally watched it. I was like, I hadn't had the chance to sit down and watch it, but I finally watched it with my cousins. And I was like, I was so annoyed and pissed at the headache that these women had to go through to do something for y'all.
Yes, that they were ordered to do. They were ordered to do something that other people felt like they wouldn't have the capability to do, and they did it in like a third of the time. Even after the mishap with having things not delivered, even with the mishap of losing parts of the troop because they were killed in the truck or whatever, got burned up, and they still were able to accomplish the mission in a third of the time. And I just think that's wild that we're just not hearing about this part of history.
Yeah, also. Like it's crazy. And shout out to Tyler Perry for, making that movie. Yeah. I really appreciate that one.
Yeah, he finally over majority of the other ones.
But
anyway.
That just speaks to like the racism in this country is just ridiculous.
And
because
right when we take like 5 steps forward, we're taking like 100 back with 45 and 47. Yeah. But anyway, few more.
Keep it going.
Okay. Calls for leave of federal DEI employees with plans to lay them off in the future.
Oh yeah, because they have they on paid leave right now. Paid leave.
He's probably forcing them to take their own PTO.
Man, it's crazy. And for those who don't even know, like DEI is heavy now because it stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is all that we as Black and brown people, BIPOC, have just been wanting since the beginning of time. Yeah. We ain't even asking for nothing extra.
We never do. We comply so much to everything. All we want to do is get along. We don't even mind inviting y'all to the cookout. We'll invite y'all to the cookout, even if you put raisins in your damn potato salad. But you continue to treat us like the bottom of the barrel. We ain't the bottom, okay? We flipping that shit. We flipping it.
Which goes into the next point though of our people of color who willingly performed, paraded, entertained this inauguration.
Oh boy. So let me ask you this. Is Nelly canceled with you because he performed at the inauguration? And I read that Kelly Rowland basically said, do not perform our song on that stage.
Yeah.
You bet damn not.
I ain't even know that.
Yes, I just saw that.
I'm not mad at her.
Me neither.
The thing
Are you mad at him though for performing?
Yes. Now, okay. I'm mad at him, but is he canceled? I don't do all that canceling. I'm not a part of cancel culture. Yeah. I ain't canceled Chrisette when it happened to her. I forgot that
Chrisette did that. Like, I mean, I did kind of look at her sideways, but I still like her music.
Yeah, I'm disappointed and I'm angry. Like, I wish I could have a conversation with him. Hell, Nelly, if this episode gets to you, I would love to have you come on so that
everybody tag Nelly,
so that we could have a discussion and find out, what was your thought process? Because here's the thing.
Because he said he didn't get paid, even though Soulja Boy is claiming he did. So.
Now, being a man of business, I understand how, some people may have gotten paid, some people didn't. There may have been something else on the paper that he could have been getting besides monetary value.
Like what?
I don't know. Like the thing.
What justifies him performing at that inauguration?
I don't know where I saw this or whatever, but they were like the pardons and everything that he was doing because he's pardoning all the people who caused the insurrection.
Over 1,500, I
with
read.
the Capitol.
Over 1,500.
If I got somebody, a homie, I was in the streets and he took a bid for me. We go say,
okay,
he's now serving time. Let's say the usual, you get 20 years, right? He's 11 years into his 20 for something he did for me. Now I got the power to be right armed with the president that could pardon this person who took a crime for me.
Okay.
He's still technically supposed to serve 9 more years, but the president can pardon him and get him out next month. All I got to do is perform. in that instance, I understand being selfish.
But would you agree to that to get the pardon for your friend?
Now, yes, I got to be real. Yes. Because especially if they took it for me, or if I know that they were valuable to me and what I had going on, because let's be real, like we are human. We have this selfish desire, period. So we want to make sure we're taken care of. As much as you want to help everybody else, you're going to always, and you need to always look out for yourself first.
Yes.
So
and your family.
So
okay.
Let's say it's a family member or somebody close to him that he deems family.
Mm-hmm.
It got 9 more years, but the president, he was like, hey, I'll perform for you if you take care of this. I can understand that. Now, my problem is,
I'm not agreeing with that, but go ahead.
My problem is when he had the opportunity to express why he did what he did, because not only are we
2 different opportunities, mind you. Okay.
Not only are we looking at him as black people, like, bro, what the hell are you doing? But also as St. Louis.
Yeah.
More specifically, U City,
Missouri.
What the hell are you doing, bro?
They're really quiet, by the way. I just want to throw it out there. They're extremely quiet, those U-Cityans. How y'all doing?
Now, for both St. Louis and black people, we are now wondering, bro, what are you on? Because Snoop and Rick Ross and Soulja Boy and all them, they not from where you from, though. Yeah. So we all from where you from. What was you on?
Yeah.
And when he had the opportunity, he dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where all of my like disgust and like, I'm not really feeling you with how you moved with this.
Yeah. So you're going to look at him sideways moving forward, but he's not necessarily canceled.
Nobody's ever like, you got to do some dirt for me to cancel you.
Is Diddy canceled?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the magnitude of what
it's the magnitude. Like, am I disappointed? Yes. Am I even angry? Yeah,
because you saw the video. See, that's the thing. Once you see that video, it's like, how can you even still support Diddy after watching
Diddy is
the video?
done.
Like,
but we all kind of knew it. It was just the video just put the icing on the cake and made it real.
Yeah,
Everybody who had half a brain knew that Diddy was on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, I will say I disagree with the whole situation about if I went to Trump.
See? You can't resist. His narcissism is bleeding into your microphone.
I don't think so. But if I had a family member or somebody and I wanted them out, okay, I'll perform. You don't have to pay me. Like, no, I'm not doing that. The most I'm going to do is make sure that my person that's behind bars is taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So, sending money on the books or whatever I got to do. But no, because I'm thinking about longevity. I'm thinking about what happens once I hand that mic back to the people in the back. Now, my fan base is ruined. Now they're looking at me and wondering like whose side you on or what type of time you on. That could affect the business. That could affect the money. That could affect the household. That could affect his new marriage with his wife. Like, no, because I don't think she was really good with that. And I have a feeling that they had a conversation, multiple conversations, and I don't think she agreed to that.
She in her postpartum period right now. So
excuse you.
I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, but y'all. You
don't get to say that.
Why I can't say that? I understand
you don't get
postpartum.
To talk about you're not a woman. You're never going to understand postpartum.
I understand that y'all have highs and lows, and so in that case, like, hey. She probably
her going through postpartum has nothing to do with her husband making a decision such as that.
I ain't say that.
Regardless of if he trying to save somebody from doing a bid or not. There's no reason why his ass should have been on that stage.
I agree.
Swooping around on the damn stage.
Totally agree.
You ain't even see City Spud up there because I guarantee you he wasn't with that shit either.
Hey.
Why wasn't he up there? Any other time he's always up there. Ain't he always up there saying them ad libs? Oh, okay. He wasn't even up there. He want no parts.
You right. So is Nelly canceled with you or is what's up?
So I don't really do the cancel stuff either. I was never like the biggest Nelly fan anyway. I mean, it was like,
what?
Oh, that's a
stop playing.
No. So let me explain. So,
everybody was a big Nelly, the biggest Nelly fan.
Thing. I like his music, but I'm not like, oh my God, Nelly. Like, anytime you see him in a room where it's an event, people are like flocking to him and want this and that. Like, okay, y'all, he's just the person. But I think it's because we grew up with the same people when we went to Saints and all that stuff. So it's just like, okay, y'all, it's just Nelly. He's from St. Louis. We used to see him all the time. But it's
also your job too. Like we're in rooms with celebrities and stuff. So it comes a point where it's like, okay, it's just another celebrity. At the end of the day, they're still human. So
yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of the things that he's accomplished over the 20 plus years, but I'm not like a Nelly stan, if that's a thing. I ain't finna be fangirling.
My thing that really has me weak is Snoop Dogg. So you know,
let's talk about it.
The first election that Trop won.
Very good.
The first election that he won, Snoop Dogg went on this whole rant, went in on him. And now he done perform, and he, you know, anybody who performed for him is a coon. You a sucker.
I was so
you
confused.
This and that.
I'm
You
like,
blah blah blah. I mean,
when did he post this? Because I'm confused.
The internet is undefeated. They found it.
They found it. And
not only did they find it, but who did they send it to? Mr. Elon Musk himself. And he made a nice little sarcastic post about the vibe switch is real. Because you went from, they got a side by side of him. Yeah, you stupid if you performing for him and doing this and that. These racist white people, you were Uncle Tom up and this and that and blah, 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 whoop you do. Then they play the next clip where hey, y'all, you know, turn up this and that. You DJing. First of all, you're not even a DJ. You're a rapper.
Barely.
You're a rapper, Mr. Gin and Juice. You are not Mr. 1 and 2 DJ, sir. And now you performing at this inauguration after party, whatever it was.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, and then Elon Musk go put, you know, the vibe switch is real. And now all the people laughing
I'm with him on
under.
that one now. I'm with him on that.
Hey, like you did it to yourself.
It's funny because on MLK Day, he actually made a post about Martin Luther King.
Saying what?
Basically, like, giving him his props, you know, and it's like, come on, y'all. They lit him up in his comments about
as they
that. Like, how the hell you gonna do this trap event over here, but then make a post about Dr. Martin Luther King? Like, bruh.
Everybody needs to be standing on business with all these people, because everybody who's for Trop and everything that he got going on, like, yeah, light them up. Yeah. You know, it's so much that is happening that is affecting the people of color. I don't give 2 squirts of duck piss about no tax breaks.
That's a southern
you know, yeah, knee high to a duck and all that duck piss, man. Yeah. I don't care nothing about no tax breaks and all that good stuff. And yes, taxes be turning me up.
Oh yeah.
We make good money here. So the taxes, I feel it.
Yeah, the taxes gonna eat you up.
Worrying about tax breaks at the expense of people getting killed, at people getting treated poorly, being
not
being
afforded
racist,
certain opportunities, like all being overlooked for things. Like
the tax break does not outweigh all the other things on the Libra scale. My people weigh way heavier than some money.
I agree.
Any day. And that's why, like, I made my status about, you know, getting a bag should never outweigh your morals. But hey, it's a lot of people who don't understand that concept, which is why they move the way they move and do what they do. So, you know.
The thing is, the more you make, the more issues you have. And we talk about this all the time. So it's like,
more money, more problems.
We don't really know what these people got going on, but I'm like, you got to find some different ways to make this money. Because again, in the long run, it will affect them.
It definitely will affect.
Yeah, because we all looking at y'all sideways. Yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of MLK, though, did you see the AI generated photo that Sexyy Red posted?
And then his daughter said something.
She went in.
Yeah. I mean, rightfully so.
But yes, you're right. But Sexyy Red, she did apologize.
Shout out to Sexyy.
She apologized. She owned that thing, apologized, and
you know what? So that I want to talk about that because yes, it was wrong. But I want to emphasize Sexyy and shout out to you because as much hate as you be getting for what you do. I'm personally not a fan of the music, but I appreciate the human being and the person.
Yeah.
And so for you to own that and be like, you know what, you right, my bad. I'm gonna take it down. Just thought it was something cool, funny. I got tagged in it, so I reshared it. But I understand where you coming from.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Kudos to Sexyy for that.
And then she, the daughter, followed Bernice. Is that her name? Bernice King?
Yeah.
So then she followed up after that. It wasn't just like do that.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Right.
It was you know what? I have nothing against you. I really appreciate you for taking it down. I would actually want everybody else, because some people was like, why she had to say something to Sexy? All these people be using it for club flyers. She don't want that either. Imagine your daddy, who got assassinated, leader of the people,
who's the reason why you're able to sit down in most places
and even type on that keyboard, and even make that flyer. Like her daddy got assassinated by the government because he was making too big of an impact. And y'all niggas want to be out here making a mockery of him, putting him on a club flyer so that y'all can
make some money for the night.
Man, that's crazy. But shout out to both of them for handling that maturely, and properly.
Shout out to Sexy.
But yeah, that was wild. Like, please stop using Dr. King for your club flyers. Like, I know it's so easy to do, but let's find an alternative. Okay.
Speaking of alternatives.
Oh,
so
Lord.
Normandy High School. They have
I like the switch up. That was good. That was good. Okay.
No, don't do my school, because you know I went there. I wasn't saying they were alternative schools. I'm getting around to something. I'm getting around to a point. Don't do my school, Jay, because you went to Riverview. Now we're not gonna play these games now.
Don't do that, because Riverview. Shout out to the Rams. What time is it? View time, baby.
Whack ass school ain't even got no accreditation right now.
What about Normandy?
So apparently cell phones are a distraction in the school. And so they basically said, the administrative said they were going to take the cell phones away from the kids during school hours. So I guess they're just going to lock them up, put them up somewhere. But they still want them to have them present, but not necessarily in class. Well, the kids wasn't going for that. So they kind of did I don't want to say it was what do you call it?
Protest?
Strike. More protesty.
Okay.
They basically rang the fire alarms and was chanting in the hallways like, no cell phones, no class. And so
like some baby Vikings.
I mean, we stand up for what we believe
I ain't mad
in.
at it. I mean,
how do you feel about that though? Because the alternative is to.
How do I feel about them taking the cell phones, or how do I feel about how the students responded?
How do you feel about them taking the cell phones? Because online, a lot of parents were mostly with it, but there were a few that were like, nah, like I ain't with that. Because what if I need to get a hold of my kid? There's shootings in the schools, and it's like, how are they gonna get a hold of me?
That's where my mind went instantly. Like,
So how do we keep the kids safe, still have their cell phones, but not have them be so distracted because they're not getting the lesson, they're not learning anything because they're always on these cell phones? So what is the alternative? See how I just threw the alternative? That's what I was getting to.
Now see what you did there. Let's see. So one, I ain't got no kids. So this one is hard for me because not only do I not have kids, but I also am not the biggest communicator.
Okay.
But I'm trying to put myself in the mind of a parent. And as a parent, like, I've been a stepdad before. And so even though they weren't my kids by blood, I still had love for them. And I knew that if they needed me, they better call me. And if I needed them, they better answer. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Well over 5 years ago.
Okay.
In the climate that we're in now, where there have been multiple mass school shootings, anything could happen at any time, where my kid would need to call me. And if my kid called me, as any parent would, I'm dropping everything and I'm coming to get my kid. But if you got my kid phone locked up because the school majority of the kids not paying attention, that ain't got nothing to do with my kid.
So like, what do you do? What suggestions would you have as a parent if you were a parent of a Normandy student?
Eesh.
What suggestions? Because like the only alternative is to either give them the phone or not to give them the phone.
I mean, so it's hard because I know that you can't just give just a one-dimensional answer because it affects so many other things. Because in my mind, I'm like, if a kid is on their phone, you tell them to get off their phone. If you have to tell them again, they now get in school suspension or they just get suspended.
But what does that really do in this day and age? What does ISS really do in this day and age? Okay, so you sit in ISS for 3 to 5 days. You sitting there, you might be drawing or doodling or whatever. You can't have your phone, but it's like, what are you doing in there?
So,
but
I agree.
That's not going to stop you from doing it again once you're done with that. It's like a whooping. I never understood ISS.
So to me, it still goes back to the parents. Like these new parents make it so hard because back in our day,
yeah,
if you failed,
oh yeah,
yeah. Like you got to repeat the grade over. You was in 7th grade last year. You got to do 7th grade again.
Yeah.
Wait, you a junior for the 3rd time, bro?
You getting drove?
Like
you getting drove?
It was. Yeah, we might skip class. We might, get suspended, have a fight or two. But when it's all said and done, we ain't gonna get.
We ain't gonna push it too much.
We ain't gonna fall behind and have to repeat a grade.
Yeah. So I went to Normandy, and so I can attest to certain things from when I was there. And so I remember being like a junior in high school and having on a crop top shirt that just showed a little midriff. Yeah. Not much, just a little.
We like to push the edge.
Just a little skin, thought I was cute. So not only did the
keep going. It's okay.
Not only did the teachers, but the security, people in the principal's office, I was stopped all day long because of the shirt. Because deep down, I knew I wasn't supposed to wear the shirt. Yeah. And so I kept getting stopped. So it was either go home and change, or you can put on one of these shirts we have in the lost and found type of thing. Yeah. So I ended up just leaving home early because I didn't want to put, those clothes on. Yeah. But I never did that again because it was bothersome. You had to keep getting stopped, but you ain't supposed to have it on. But even then, we couldn't wear hats. We couldn't wear shades. We couldn't wear a lot of things in the hallways. And it was back in your day? Yeah, we couldn't do any of that. We could no shades, no hats, and no midriff tops. So, yeah.
Y'all couldn't even wear hats and midriffs in the 60s?
And Ben, if you laugh, that's your ass. Ben, if you laugh, that's your ass too. They don't know it, but they buy me lunch today.
No, for real. Like, I get it. And, we pushed the edge too. Like, we was on the news every other day. My senior year in school. We pushed because we didn't like the way that we were being treated.
What were you doing? What were you doing? Tell me you ain't like how you being treated. What were you doing?
Listen, the conditions were not favorable.
What were you doing, Jay?
We were marching. We were exercising our rights to protest freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech?
They taught us about Dr. King and we acted on it.
This is totally the watered down version. This is the Kool-Aid version with no sugar. Boo, you don't know how to tell a story.
We marched.
Okay.
And we made sure that our voices were heard. Now, unfortunately, it led to us losing our accreditation.
That made you lose your accreditation?
Well, we were on our way to losing it anyway. Now, thankfully, my class. Class of 07. Shout out to you guys. We made it out. But we lost, we graduated in May. We lost our accreditation in June, July, something like that. So we made it out by the hair on our chinny chin chins.
You did.
But I mean, we did a lot, but we made sure that we got up out of there. We graduated.
Barely.
Doing everything.
Most of y'all they just gave y'all a pass because they was sick of y'all.
I mean,
badass kids.
Tomato. It's all good as long as we got up out of there. But these kids nowadays, they don't care about failing. They don't care about being held behind. They don't care about just making D's and F's as long as they look cool.
Yeah, because they too busy looking to see these influencers online making a killing without any of that.
Which
they think life is so freaking easy.
Again,
goes back to the parents.
It goes back to the parents, exactly, because my parents instilled in me, your parent instilled in you about the right way to move, which is why we are what we are. And it's still a lot of good parents of our generation that are raising up young kids, but the vast majority is so tainted that it's like, that's the reason I'm scared to have some kids out here. Like,
that ain't why you scared to have no kids.
I mean, that amongst other things, but
you
definitely
don't want that
that
kid to come out looking like you because you
man,
have it
stop
really
playing
rough.
with me. You see this deliciousness all over my
Jay's
face.
nose and nostrils the size of this damn mic.
It ain't that big.
You don't want
Maybe
your
like
kid coming out looking like Toucan Sam. Never mind. Do you even know who that is?
You closer to 47 Trop than I am, so your kid will come out look too soon. Listen.
I almost said something so
Listen. To answer the question about the cell phones, my take would be to just suspend the kids if they are not doing their part. If you ask them to put their phone away, you see their phone out again, you got to go to the office because these kids ready to fight. Unfortunately, they will
more
fight.
Than that.
They will fight.
No,
they
ready to shoot. They ain't ready to fight.
They will come back.
Nobody uses their hands anymore. They go straight for the damn gun.
Well, now got to correct you there because everybody was using their hands at a school brawl a couple of days ago. Got to let you know about that. So,
what was that even about?
Our beautiful Cardinal Ritter College Preparatory School had a brawl that is now all over the internet.
Does it have to be a brawl?
It was a brawl.
Okay.
Everybody was fighting. It was like 4 or 5 different fights happening at one time. It was ridiculous.
I need to go watch that.
It's a lot of different videos. I mean, it looked like it was in the hallways. It was definitely in the gym. I think it led to outside.
Inside the school?
No. I think it started in the gym. I don't know what the cause was. All I know is that the videos that were posted were of just a fight in this corner, a fight in this corner, but all in the gym. And then there was another video where it looked like it was in the hallway. And then there was another video where it looked like it was outside. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what started it, but it was all kids just fighting. They didn't even have enough authority or authoritative figures to help to tame it or help break it up.
So what were they fighting for? Do we know?
I don't know personally. Like, if y'all know, please comment on it. Let us know. But I don't personally know what happened
Brawl
at this
just
moment.
Sounds really extreme.
It was extreme. When you see the videos, I'm gonna try and put it up.
Was anybody hurt or anything?
That part I don't know either. At the moment or at the time of making this, I don't know if anybody's hurt. All I know is that I've seen the videos and it was just ridiculous. I'm talking pure mayhem.
Wow. You know, when stuff like that happens, more than likely the people that were doing all that don't even go to that damn school.
That's normally how it be.
Doing all that stuff.
Which at this point, we are in 2025. How is like administration still letting outside students come to these events?
Well, I mean, I understand it because they may be supporting the person that's playing. So you know how there's school rivalries, which I understand that. A brawl, like, that's a bit much. But if they're there on somebody else's turf to celebrate or support somebody that's playing the sport, I understand why they're there.
Yes and no. This is, again, 2025. We already know that this type of stuff happens frequently. These YNs out here, as we like to call them nowadays, I believe that the YNs and the Kia boys are like cousins. Like,
oh man,
they related somehow.
They're definitely related.
But there's no way I'm letting 80% of the audience for this basketball game be kids that are 16 and under.
See, we never did none of that. I mean, we had quite a few rivalries with other schools, especially when it came to sports. But we never did all that fighting and stuff. I mean, yeah, every now and again
there
something
would be a fight.
Yeah,
maybe two.
We was so into them sports.
And then let's not talk
smack
about
afterwards.
you went to Saints. I went to the Palace though.
Saints was way better.
Let's not do that. Let's focus.
Saints was way better.
Palace was better.
What made the?
Did she really leave her phone?
My alarm.
You better be lucky this is not a real podcast.
I cut it off quick though. Did you see that? But Saints was way better. It was just better. The nachos were better. The DJs were better. The floor was better.
Y'all floor was not better.
Our party room was way better.
Y'all had a wooden floor.
Our floor was not wooden. That's Skate King.
Y'all had a wooden floor at Saints.
No, Saints was not.
You sure?
Skate King is wooden. See, that's how I know you too young to even be in the same room with me.
I was at the Palace. I didn't care
exactly
for Saints. Where
you belong. Yeah, you didn't.
Y'all ain't never have a wooden floor at Saints because I believe.
No, that was Skate King, Jay.
Well, y'all had potholes in y'all skating rink.
Wasn't no potholes.
I don't believe. Nah, y'all had some
Saints
potholes.
Saints was just way better, but I mean, you had to be there. First of all, you were too young to get in Saints, and by the time you were old enough, your mama probably was like, "I ain't finna drive all the way over there. You gonna go to this skating rink over here by the house."
I was in the party room at the Palace. That's all that matters.
Dry humping somebody's daughter.
Mind your business.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Mind your business.
Sweating out.
Coochie sweaters. The point that I'm trying to make here, man.
What was your favorite song, Jay? What was your favorite song when it came on? You knew. What was the song, Jay? Come on.
Genuine. And ain't none of your friends' business. Ain't none of your friends' business. I'm like, yeah, it ain't none of your friends. Come here, let me talk to you in the back. They had the Rampage video game. I would act like I would be playing that looking for somebody's daughter. Man, I go get me a little hot dog and a strawberry soda. Boy, hey, what a time to be alive. But listen.
Okay.
Listen,
we can talk about that. That's a whole nother episode.
When we were at the skating rink and a fight broke out or if anything happened, what would be the first thing that they would do to the whole crowd? They'll try and break it up.
The adults?
They'll try and break up the crowd, but if they couldn't break it up, what are they going to do to the whole crowd?
What you mean what they going to do to the whole crowd?
Mace.
Well, yeah. So see,
why
we were more civilized as Saints. That hardly ever happened because, see, this is the thing.
Y'all ain't get maced over there?
Every now
and
again.
I got hit twice.
So this
I know
is the
that
thing.
feels.
So if a fight broke out, they're automatically pulling the fighters into this room with the cops.
What kind of room y'all? Niggas getting interrogated at Saints? Oh, no. I'm good.
There was a room in the back that was like where you house like different skating tools and all that kind of stuff. There was also a studio there. So that's where Nelly and the Lunatics used to record back in the day before they became who they are. And so, yes, there was a room in the back where it was like a break room for the employees and stuff, but it like housed everything. It was an all-purpose room. They take you back there and
all-purpose
don't
torture
ask me how
chamber.
I know this, but they took you back in the room. The cops talked to you, basically had a whole mediation type of thing. If you were like rowdy out of control, they instantly kicked you out. But they didn't do a lot of the Mason thing up in there. No.
Nah, we got maced.
Okay, y'all were a little different
we got maced.
over there in North County.
My thing is like, why didn't they mace the crowd? And because that'll break it up. Because them little 14, 15, 16-year-olds, they can fight all day, but they ain't felt no mace before. That would have broke all that up instantly.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, it would have been a couple of casualties, but at least the fighting would have calmed down.
You have to understand that could be a lawsuit right there. Macing somebody's kid. These people are sue happy, Jay. Everybody want to sue and do this.
Well, I would say no because because the kids came there on their own free will, and now that's kind of destruction. No, that's the part about, I guess, being a lawyer where you would have to let the lawyer handle that because there's so many loopholes that can go through because you went to this game on your own accord, your free will. Basically, paying admission to get into this game means that you were agreeing to a safe environment. So if a safe environment doesn't happen, the school has the right by any means necessary to create a safe environment. And if that means
by macing everybody,
if that's what it takes, mace is better than BRAWL.
All of it is bad.
Again, that's why I just go home and
do what, Jay?
It's me and Netflix.
That's your son.
That's my son. It's Netflix. You know, me and
Netflix Pinkston.
Me and Dexter. We be watching
Dexter.
Yeah, I be watching Dexter. You ever watch Dexter?
No, I don't have time for that. I got too much work on my
Dexter
plate.
is fire. You should check it out.
I don't have time for that.
Do you watch anything?
Not really. The TV watches me. I work so much, as you know, that I don't have time to watch a lot of TV. The moment I turn it on with the intention of watching, it ends up watching me. And before I know it, it's time to get up and do it all over again.
You got to get out more.
I don't have time.
Whatever. I wanted to ask you about, I wanted to ask you about, did you hear about Kiara Sheard?
I did not. And I'm kind of nervous to know what happened with her now.
So she's circulating as well because she made a status. She posted like her and the kid at Disney, the husband and the kid at Disney World, Disneyland. They were at amusement park.
Okay.
They had the Mickey Mouse ears on, so you could tell it was a family-friendly environment, right?
Okay.
And she says something along the lines of like, you know, at this point, the whole family has been in my, as a wife and a mother, you know, the whole family has been in my guts. And the
Christian
saints,
lady Kiara,
the saints have been having a fit about it. And I've been seeing kind of half and half on my timeline of like half the people like, that's a married woman. She can say whatever she wants. And the other half is like, oh my God, why would you say such a thing? You are a woman of the cloth and this and that. And
she is married though.
I mean, what say you?
You know, a comment like that just makes me want to follow her, if I'm just being honest. Because it just makes her more relatable and less, you know, polished. And I love me a good, relatable person. Yeah. So I'm actually going to follow her right now because I'm not following her.
You about to go follow her now?
See what else she says.
Hey, you know, I mean, I agree. So the thing about it is that we create such a pedestal, for lack of better words. Like we put people on such a high pedestal that they can't do this. They can't say anything wrong. Everything needs to be about God and scripture and Christianity and the love of the people and this and that. You can't have no fun. You can't say nothing sideways or outside the perfect little box of Jesus. Mm-hmm. My name, church. I love me some Jesus. I am the son of a pastor. I've been in church my whole life.
You would never know that. But go ahead.
Shut up. But I still am going to be myself and show some personality. And if that personality, you know,
just happens to be
a little edgy, then so be it. What her comment was edgy, risque.
It wasn't even that risque. Like
exactly.
It was a little comical. It was funny.
Because is there not truth in that?
There's major truth in that. That's how they got the kids.
It's probably the people it's probably the women who got a man.
Speak about it. They can't reach them.
They can't reach them. That's upset with her.
Church said that. I was just finishing.
You filled in the blanks.
I was just finishing.
No, this is a team effort.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like what she said. I'm not even mad at it.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. Like, let that lady be who she be and let all the saints be who they be.
Yeah.
Just because they make music for the Lord don't mean that they don't have no personality or that they can't say something outside the box.
My thing is, would it have been worse if she wasn't married? Like, she's sitting up here making a post about her husband and her kid. Would it have been worse if she wasn't married?
I always say lighten up. Like, you know, that whole, like, the church always trying to dictate your life and say what you can say, what you can't say, what you can wear, what you can't wear. That's how so many people had developed church hurt. Mm-hmm. Like, that's going to be a whole episode. We got to bring some pastors on.
We're going to bring some pastors on.
Yeah, we got to talk about that because I think that's a whole episode that need to be discussed
or even
about.
some more PKs too.
Yeah, that is true. PKs out there. Where y'all at?
We should do a series.
I like it. I was going to say we'll call it Bible study. That was too cheesy. We're going to come up with a name
You
for
are
it.
cheesy though, Jay.
We're going to come up with a name for it. But
Cheddar.
PKs out there, pastors out there, we want to bring y'all on the episode for an episode so that we could talk to y'all about church hurt. Because so many people have it that actually want to be in the church, that actually want to have a relationship with God. But people in the church have caused so much pain by trying to dictate every little bitty thing that people have removed themselves.
Sometimes they can just be a little judgy, just a little bit.
A lot of bit.
Yeah.
A lot of bit. Now, and I'm thankful my parents raised me how they raised me. Like I am a forward thinker, very confident and comfortable with myself. You think you try and judge me if you want to. You gonna get your feelings hurt over here.
You get judged every day though, Jay.
Respectfully, it depends on what it's about. But
you're missing some hair at the top. And so I instantly judge you because I'm trying to figure out how did you get this sunroof?
I'm out here trying to have a very deep, important conversation with the people.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Shut up. Nah, but for real, I want to have that conversation. I want to get some people on here to talk about that.
That would be good.
But let that lady be great, man. Let her do that.
And I'm glad she didn't take it down. I'm glad that she didn't change anything because a lot of
still
times
up there?
It's still up there. I went to go look. I'm glad that she left it exactly like it is because sometimes us as people, we worry so much about what we think other people think or what even people are saying, and we're not living in our truth. That lady is living in her truth in this moment, which makes her not only relatable, but even more sexy to her husband.
Yeah, so many people do not live in their truth. And that's a sad, depressing life.
That's a whole nother episode too.
To not live in your truth?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So many people
for the sake of some likes and hearts.
Or for
by people that don't care for them anyway.
Or the approval of said other people. Like, man, if y'all don't get out of here with
that's
that.
Rough.
Like,
ain't nobody got time for
be
that.
Be yourself. Be you. Yeah. Whoever don't like it ain't meant to be in your life, no way.
And if you don't know who you are yet, get to know you and then be you. A lot of people don't even know who the hell they are yet. So they can't be themselves because they don't even know who they are yet.
And you know who I liked who was always herself? That's on, hey, these transitions are so smooth. But for real, I like that she was herself, regardless of how many people disliked her. Wendy Williams.
Oh, yeah.
You heard about what's going on with her? Now,
yeah, everybody was quite emotional over her interviews and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the interviews. I'm only bringing this up off the statuses that I've been seeing, but I didn't watch any interviews. I don't know exactly what happened. I know she has, I think dementia.
Something like that. I think she has a few things going on with like her limbs, her body or somewhere. Certain parts of her body, I believe, tend to shut down based off her immune system or something. So yeah, she's like in a wheelchair, not necessarily confined to the chair, but she uses it a lot to like get around and stuff.
But it's people that's like basically holding her hostage or something like
which is crazy because none of them are blood, I believe.
I don't know the whole situation. So
I don't believe any of those people are like blood relatives. Not that makes a difference, but I'm like, who are these people to be entrusted with such, And
how is there not a trust or a will or a power of attorney or any like what's going on over there?
I don't even know how that all came about, but
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
because I've been seeing, a lot of people like that. She got what she deserves. She this and that. Like, don't nobody deserve to have to deal with that, regardless of what they were doing. And she was doing her job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a cool job.
Well, it was.
Getting inside.
See, my thing is, she was the villain, but a lot of the stuff that she talked about was right. So my thing is, it was a cool job because not only was she spitting facts, but she was brave enough to talk about it on a nationally syndicated show.
Was it facts or was she kind of stirring the pot and trying to make something factual to cause a problem just so that there's drama? Because, everybody loves drama.
Well, I'm going to say this. I know for a fact that Wendy not only had her ears to the streets, but she was also quite close to a lot of these people that she was talking about. So I think most of it was facts. Yeah, she could have been messy a little bit here and there on each episode of her show, but I do feel like she wasn't just pulling stuff out the air.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, all in all, I just don't, nobody deserves to have to be mistreated or to be held hostage in any way, shape, and form.
Especially when they're at their lowest point.
Yeah, especially when essentially your body is already holding you hostage.
Yeah.
Like, that is
She's fighting
insane.
against her own body, but now she has to fight against her what she's earned.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
That is insane.
Like, where's her son at, though? I don't know.
She got a kid?
She has a son.
That's it?
By her ex-husband.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm going to look some more into that.
Is he behind all of this? Ooh.
I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun. Stay tuned for next week's episode to find out if the ex-husband is the perpetrator of the Wendy Williams fiasco.
You sound like the dude off Mask. What's the dude off Mask? Like, that's weird.
I don't know. Jim Carrey's mask?
What's the dude with the clown mask with the circle cheeks?
Jigsaw?
You sound like Jigsaw.
What? How the hell did you get mask out of Jig? What?
Because he has on a mask.
He's a clown. His name is Jigsaw. You really do not watch movies.
I just forgot his name, Jay. Here, I've seen that movie.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I've seen the first two.
I thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of Not a Real Podcast with your host,
where the conversations are real. But
now she got a lot to say. She can't even remember Jigsaw name, but she got a lot to say and want to interrupt me. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of Not a Real Podcast with your favorite host. I am Church.
And I am Chi Anderson.
And you have just listened in. I can't even finish it because like, what? And you have now tuned in to another episode. Tune in next week as we talk more about what is going on in today's society, what is going on with the detriment of our country.
And what is going on with Church's line and his rooftop.
I'm cutting it off now. You guys have a good day.